Everyone, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you are having a wonderful day and that you're having a wonderful start of the week. If you do enjoy my content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel, so thank you very much. So, stock market fairly flat, cryptos a bit to the upside, Bitcoin in that boring consolidation. I think there's a wider consolidation between 29,800 and 31,700 or so, and then even a smaller one between, let's say, 30,100 and 31,200. So sorry guys, but this is the part of the cycle which is extremely boring. There's nothing we can do, but wait, I do think stocks are fairly flat, kind of waiting for the inflation numbers later this week, with the exception of the Russell, because it was impacted the most last week due to the regional banks. So this week seems to be pretty much reversing that effect. Now, for the inflation, CPI and the PPI coming out. PPI is for the producers, CPI for ourselves. It's expected around the 3.1% or so. What I think is going to happen, if it comes below the 3 handle, so 2.9, 2.8, 3, I think it's going to be well received by the market, particularly if you see the number 2. If it's more or less, if it's somewhat hotter than expected, and I'm talking about 3.5, 3.6, I think that's actually going to be negative. I think if it's on target, it will probably be bullish. So in the past week and a half, we've been having some selling, which is normal, taking into account the huge rally that we just had. But people are already back to the end of the world, depression, recession confirmed. The crash is starting. It's the end of the world. Buy gold. I think it was yesterday on Peter Schiff's podcast. He's already calling for the top of the bear market rally, and that's it. Finish, gonna go down. Buy gold stocks. Blah blah blah. This is what he's saying, not me. Of course, I don't give financial advice, but I do think the inflation numbers will play a key role. Now, there was something that came out of China today. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but actually, China is on the verge of having deflation. Think about it, particularly of factory products. They are actually starting to have negative prices, and there are now huge pushes for higher stimulus in China. Now, the question that poses is China an anomaly, or is China basically being the leading horse on this? To be seen. I think it's too early to say. I do think there are a lot of differences across the globe. So it's not like you can paint everything with a brush and everything is the same. Look, if inflation comes too much hotter, more rate hikes will be priced in, which will be most likely bad for stocks. Now, if it comes softer than expected, meaning in the 2 handle, probably it will be priced some rate cuts. I do think rate cuts is always a buy the rumor, sell the news. So for example, if people expect rate cuts, everyone gets very bullish until the moment where actually the rates are cut, and then there's a big sell-off. I do think in the short term, rate cut pricing would be bullish. Longer term, the best thing that could happen is if the Fed managed to raise rates up until here, keep them here, and nothing breaking out. I mean, when I say keeping it here, is keeping it here plus the rate hikes already announced. Basically, keep it there, and somehow nothing gets broken. Ambitious. I don't know how that's going to work with so much trade and budget deficits, but we will see. I don't think a big sell-off will come because of commercial real estate or bank failing. I think that's where everyone is looking at, and everyone is already calling for the failure of many banks. Well, in the case of Peter Schiff, the failure of all US banks, no exception. So when everyone is looking at the same thing, I find it incredibly unlikely to happen. But we will see. In any case, CPI, PPI, very key this week. I do think we're still going to see all-time highs in all the indexes, maybe not the Russell by Q1 2024 at the latest. We'll see if I'm right. So thank you very much, guys. That's my take, what I think the market will react. We'll see. And I do expect, to be honest, I do expect inflation actually to become slightly better than expected. But that's a pure gamble, gut feeling on my side. If I'm right, it's complete luck. I'm not a genius, but it's just my feeling. We'll see. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.